Welcome to the Relishing Dip podcast where we devour everything in the TWD universe. I'm Dawn.
I'm Carol.
Eliza.
Barb.
And tonight we get to discuss the series, The Ones Who Live, and Rick's back. And we're excited.
Yes, we are.
How long have we
Dicky
waited?
Doodah Grimes.
84 years.
It's been
84 years.
Oh my God.
Dicky Doodah Grimes.
I will tell you all that I didn't sleep at all Saturday night. I tossed and turned because it's like, did I want to get up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock because I had to work the next day? And I watched it, and just seeing Rick again to me was overwhelming just because I missed the character so much. But I liked a lot of the tie-ins, but I critiqued it a little bit, and that's all I'll say right now. And I'll go on to Carol to say her piece.
Oh, there's so many things to say. All I can say right now is that I am just so happy that our man is back.
Uh-huh.
And like you said, it's been 84 years. And I just am so pleased that we finally have him back. I have my own little critiques about it, have my certain feels, but we'll get into that for sure.
Yes. Eliza.
I really enjoyed it. I really liked the opening credits. The music in it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I read today that the budget per episode was $17 million per episode. Whereas like The Walking Dead was like 3. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I had like critiques as well, but overall I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm glad to see Rick back.
Barbara.
I was excited for everybody else who loves Rick so much that there was so much screen time of Rick, whether it was the Rick that we want or not. I love the action in it. I love the little bit of suspense. I do have my own theories that we'll get into later. But I was most excited to see a lot of Rick time for you guys. So
So were
it was
we.
good.
So were we.
Dicky Doodah Grimes.
Yes. Yeah.
But I liked it. So
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to start off, ladies, with the credit?
Yeah.
The opening credits.
We can do that. Let me get
Okay.
to those slides.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So hopefully everybody in the audience has actually watched the episode so that there's no spoilers or anything like that. If there are, and if you have not watched it, go watch it and then come back and rewatch our show. All right. So here are some of the images of the opening credits. And to me, and this is my personal opinion, a lot of these images felt and looked a lot like World War II propaganda.
Yes, very
I
much.
agree.
That was just kind of the feel that you get with the black and white and stuff like that. And we'll kind of go through some of these.
Yeah, very much so.
And I love how it has the little connections, like Texas with the radiation and everything like that. And I don't know if anybody else noticed that. And then like Omaha, Portland, because everybody's like, oh, I don't need to watch World Beyond. Well, you might not, but you get a little bit of Easter eggs if you watch World Beyond.
Right.
And I, it sparked my curiosity why they picked Portland and Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those sit on major waterways. Portland's on the Columbia River, and Omaha is on the Missouri River. And of course, then Portland also has the Pacific coast. So those are major waterway transport, areas.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you're on the
And if you see down I know, sorry, that's my husband. He that was Don Guapo chiming in.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. He just loves our podcast so much. Anyway.
And now we know that 3 circles mean the 3 alliances.
Right.
Right.
So we have Eliza and I think that the bottom left corner are the gas canisters that they had in World Beyond. If somebody else has an opinion on that, put it in the comments, please.
Yeah. It just reminded me of when Felix was in the storage building of the chlorine gas.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say the X's were on the top left?
Jump points.
Yeah.
So it's like they've already mapped where it's safe to jump and or landing points, but it says jump point on all of those areas.
Got it. It's okay, Faith, if you haven't watched World Beyond. If you have watched it, you're going to get a little, several little connections and stuff. But if you haven't watched it, you're still going to, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then this one here, more of the whole World War II war propaganda kind of stuff with the maps and the letters and Michonne's view of the Horde, and we know that that's Michonne's view from the previews
Right.
of the show.
Yeah.
So, and then this I thought was interesting because in the top left corner, it shows the infantry, the supervisors, and I don't know what the little square is, but the one on the top is commander, and that's Beale.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. I was going to ask, in the Tribune, the Civic Republic Tribune, you have protest free something at CRU. Would that be the university?
That's what I was thinking of, Civil Republic University.
And then what would be majority of CRC? What would be Civic Republic? What would be the C? Central Command?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because the CRP is the Civic Republic Philadelphia, and that's who, in World Beyond, they were saying we've got to get to the CRP to tell them what the CRM are doing. So,
okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. Okay. So anyway, so that's what I thought of the opening credits. That it was very, very much like World War II war propaganda.
I love the music. I love the music in this. It's deep. It's dark. There were different moments throughout the show that you had this tone that you would hear.
And what did it remind you of?
It reminded me of The Mist, where, of course, that was a Darabont film where the big creature was walking across the road at the very end, and you heard that very deep, and you hear that kind of, several different points throughout the episode.
Right. And I know that I think it was the Ones Who Live podcast was talking, because I listened to them. And by the way, if you guys don't listen to them, you guys are missing out, because the Ones Who Live podcast, they're fantastic. They're on Spotify. Another group of 4 hot chicks. They were talking about the music, and just so everybody knows, the guy who is doing the music for this series is a guy named Sam Ewing, and he actually worked with Bear on the original show.
Okay.
So,
and Don, you even commented how the music. Go ahead.
It's because that's why you hear it like intertwine. The ending of it is like the ending of The Walking Dead, the main series.
Right. The blending over.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So, are we ready to get into some of the
Ricky Rick,
meat, so to speak?
The Ricky Rick.
There he is.
They're
There's
all
the
a warning now. They're all pictures of just Rick.
yeah, they're all just Rick. I did the slides. Of course, they're all just Rick.
Now, come on. She's got a TV. Give her a break.
Yeah, there's a TV, but yeah. Amber, he looks so good in black. Hello, Daddy. Mercy. Hey, Jason.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So this was very film noir with the images and stuff like that. I thought was very cool. If you know anything about color theory in films, you will definitely see a lot of repetitiveness on certain colors.
Right.
And Joni just got done watching it. Well, I hope that you enjoyed it, Joni. Hey, Jason. All right, so there's Rick.
Yep.
And there's the black and white television. So a lot of stuff goes on, but I did this slide because of Dawn, and we had this conversation yesterday about this part of the episode. Go ahead, Dawn.
I don't like this Rick. This is the beaten down Rick that we see Negan turn him into, and I just don't like this Rick. It's depressing. I like, you want Rick Grimes. He's the hero. He comes to save the day. And that beaten down Rick, I feel like we've seen so much of it since season 7 on. You know, I want out of that funk.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too that maybe, like with Negan, he had to get to that break point before he was able to start climbing back up. And I think this was his lowest point. He can't get away. He's not ever going to be back with his family, and he's tired. He's tired of it. But he's not one of those guys who can fully go through with it.
Yeah.
But we start to see him shifting after this. There's a shift.
Right, but I'm just saying we've seen this Rick since season 7. Like if you watch, he really doesn't. He comes out of it a little bit.
Yeah. Not much.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd hear Dawn say, I don't like this Rick.
I don't like that tone, that Rick mood, that tone he gives. I don't like it.
Yeah, Destiny said the same thing, that it reminded her of when Rick was so broken with Negan.
Mhm.
And that's very true. So we got a little bit at the very beginning of the show where they were talking. They showed Rick doing the whole blowing up the bridge. They showed Jadis talking to the people in the helicopter, telling them that she has a B, that she never had an A. Do we have a deal? And then, of course, we have this that shows from what we saw from the last episode of The Walking Dead, where Rick is standing on the banks of the river there in Boston, I think, or wherever he is.
I do have to give Jadis credit for switching him from an A to a B, because from what we learned in just the first episode, A's were killed. They were they were set off and didn't come back. And so she made the comment in World Beyond, someone saved my life and I saved theirs. And so I think by her doing that, she does truly save his life. But I think we all agree we want to see what happened after they landed at the Civic Republic.
Mm-hmm.
His time in the hospital and what was the story that Jadis told him. And
Right.
And a lot of people are commenting. Jason said that he's in Philadelphia. Faith said that it's parallel to season 1 when he almost ends it in the tank. Rick never gives up. Rachel, the meme queen, said she lied, talking about Jadis. And so, yes, Aaron, she essentially saved his life. You are correct.
Right. By saying he was a B. Otherwise, they would have killed him.
Right.
And yes, Sandy, we will talk about Okafor because I love him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I was talking about as far as color theory goes in film. And when you see red is very well known as an indicator that there is something evil, something dark, something bad, dangerous. Yeah. So these are all things that that you see consistently through this episode. You see red consistently. So we've got him on a tether because they know that our Rick is going to try to escape yet again.
I guess he said that he had done it 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now we're tethered.
This is where they're going to go out and he's going to cut his hand off. And at first, when I was talking to Dawn and the girls the other day, I was like, I don't understand why he didn't just cut the cord. Just cut the cable, man. But
you came up with a very good point.
Well, I thought that the cable had snapped and it did not. And so that's why when I rewatched it, I realized that it didn't. But I still don't understand why, with that axe, why he didn't just cut the cable
But
Right.
didn't you say, I mean, if you could, I don't know if you could do it now, but to zoom in on his wrist and actually look at that band around, you had said that it's possible he also had a tracker on him. On
Yeah,
that
and I think
bracelet.
that was what that was that it was a tracker. So even if he had tried to cut it off, they still would have been able to find him.
Mhm.
Now, Barb, you had a good theory, and Jason even brings up about playing on the comics, but someone else cuts it off in the comics. I think it was the
Yeah.
governor that actually did it.
Yeah.
So, Barb,
Yeah.
you were talking about how you really feel like this is setting him up to be more in line
I
with.
do believe that. I
comics.
mean, I know he's going to reunite. I hope he, reunites with everybody, obviously, but I think that he's going to get his storyline. He loses his, why lose it now?
Yeah.
After all this time, why lose it now? So I think they're leaning towards that. I don't think he'll die in the way that he died in the comics,
Yeah.
but I think it's leaning towards, I think they're trying to keep it somewhat true to the comics as well.
Yeah.
Yes, Stephanie Bratcher. I read an article today that said that he bullied everybody on set to make him so he could do this, because I guess
Yeah.
it wasn't originally in the script and they didn't want to, and he bullied everybody into letting him do it.
Yes. It was Andrew Lincoln's idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and Michelle, you're right. It was an intense moment. And you know what it threw me back to was when Negan told him to cut Carl's hand off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And what was it, Carol? You said it reminded you of Merle.
yeah, I knew as soon as he cut it off and he saw those walkers that were on fire, I knew that he was going to cauterize the wound immediately. I knew that's exactly what he was going to do.
I'd have passed out. I don't know how he got up and ran.
Well, we don't know how Merle got up and ran either. So,
Yeah.
he
I just know that I was telling Dawn that, I mean, I know his hand was gone from just pictures and stuff that leaked out, but when I saw the rope attached to his hand, I went, oh, is he going to cut off his own hand to get away?
Yes, he did.
And so early in the season.
I
Yeah.
know.
And I like the fist. And I like
Yeah.
the Wolverine action. And you've got a blade.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Yes.
then,
Exactly. So much of that scene was like Merle's story.
yeah, I wonder how much that hand will sell for, Sandy.
He's taking that home.
Yeah.
That'll be his.
Yeah, it's funny.
So now we start in with the whole dream sequences.
I love it. She looks so good in purple.
Look at Dawn.
Okay, now see, I like Rick and Michonne together. My compadres, not so much.
Can we just
I'm
get
with
that-
you, Eliza.
They're banished.
They're banished.
That's why we're on this side.
Yeah.
That's why we're over here.
No,
Um,
no.
I think, and Carol and I kind of talked about all this a little bit. And, I'm like, why? Why do you not like their chemistry together?
They
And
have no chemistry.
It's not that the characters.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with the characters. It has to do with the actors.
Yeah.
And that's a very true thing in film, is that if you don't have chemistry with someone, then it doesn't read on the screen. And I do not feel the chemistry between Andrew and Denai. I don't feel any sexual tension between the two of them. I just don't get. I felt more sexual tension between him and Laurie Holden.
and Pearl on the
And
show.
Pearl, exactly.
I thought you
the
said
same
Merle.
thing. Not Merle. I said the same thing. If he had been paired with if Rick had been paired with Pearl, I mean they had incredible chemistry, and I could see him cheating on Michonne with her. I'm sorry, but I could.
Well, I like what you guys. One of you said. I don't remember who it was that said you feel more of a connection between Rick and Daryl than you do.
Rick and Daryl had a better. Yeah, it was fun. Rick and
Well, I
Daryl
mean,
had
you
more
know,
sexual tension.
When you think about the women that he was with prior to Michonne, they were both weak charactered women. They would not have gone riding off on a horse across the country looking for him. He had to be their protector. And so I see them as good partners together as equals. Like Carol, you and I were saying earlier, the two strongs together.
Right. I don't believe in that, because Lori went to go look for Rick. Even though she wrecked, she went to go look for Rick.
Yeah.
And I think if she
didn't get very far.
survived the apocalypse, she might have became a strong character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree if they had left her in there.
Mhm.
She didn't get very far.
She didn't get very far. No. Yeah,
But I'm just saying, she did go look for him.
But we've already, I already threw out there a long time ago. I said, I bet Michonne dies and he has to put her down, or she gets bit and he has to put her down.
yes.
Watch you awful.
Yes.
And that I said that too. I said in the comics, it's Andrea who he ends up with in the end, and Andrea is the one who gets bit, and he has to put her down.
Yeah.
So I'm really thinking this is all going to happen.
And me and Carol discussed this. Like Carol said, that's what's wrong with The Walking. Like back in the old days, like it was exciting when a main character got killed off.
Yeah.
I mean, we all hated it, but it was like that's
Mhm.
why we tuned in every week. It's like, oh my god, this is
Exactly.
going on, you know?
Yes, exactly. And I think that was the biggest thing when the whole Negan episode with Glenn and Abraham, when he killed them, AMC decided that they were going to just start introducing characters to kill off because they were afraid to kill off their main characters from the backlash. I want to see death. You guys know me. I want to see death. I want to see mayhem. I want to see destruction. I want to see main characters killed off, died, blood spurting. I want to see it all. So
Well, we had quite a few main characters killed off on the fight scene. That was for sure.
that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I hated it because Tara was on the Pikes. I hated it and it killed me, but I loved that scene.
But just think of how many people, when they think of The Walking Dead, what scenes they think of. They think of the death scenes. That's the most impactful scenes.
Yes. I agree. Yeah, and there's a lot of people in the comments that agree with us, Dawn. They want to see
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I hope that if she does get bit, that she does it trying to save your pookie butt. I hope she's trying to save Ricky Dicky Doodog Grimes. And
I
she
think
gets bit.
Jada kills her. That's my theory.
Jadis,
Yeah,
I can only hope.
yeah.
or Jadis may kill her, and that's what causes her to turn.
Yes.
All right. So, and I'm sorry that you can't watch when Glenn and Abraham die, Amber. I know a lot of people are like that. My daughter Samara was like that when she stopped watching because of that episode, and then she had to go back and rewatch. So Wes says that they won't kill her off. God, Wes, I hope you're wrong.
Well, I don't know. Marvel owns her now, so they might.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think they both die.
I don't tell Rick reunites with Judith.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
a
he will.
helicopter crash, just in a helicopter crash 3 miles before they get to Alexandria.
No, I want to see Carol.
It's Carol.
That would be horrible, but it would be great.
Look, all
Before-
accidents happen 3 miles before home.
Before he even knows about RJ.
Yes, exactly. All right. So we see Rick, he's doing his community service. Did anybody notice in the picture in the top left, the face behind Rick in the wall?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
know.
know.
I thought that was really kind of cool.
And I kind of tied this to the Commonwealth because the Commonwealth made the people do the same thing to get citizenship.
Right. Right. They did. All right. So this is
Yeah, and that was how they cleared the walkers along the prison, was everybody going down that line through the fence.
so we meet Okafor.
Loved him.
Loved that character.
Love his voice.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yes, he could have.
Don't love a character.
He reminded me of a young version of oh, come on, Carol. Tony.
Candyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of reminded me of a young version of him.
Yeah. Tony
Um,
Todd.
Tony Todd, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm like Sandy said, let's talk about Okafor, and somebody else commented they hated it when Okafor died. I did too. I really hated it. I felt like Okafor was Rick when Rick was trying to pull the leader out of Daryl,
Yeah.
and he was trying to pull the leader out of Rick again. So I really liked his character, and I thought it just sucked that he died.
But see,
Yeah, they would have been a good team.
Me and Carol go back, but see, that's what they do. They introduce characters to kill them off instead of
Yeah.
keeping them when they could do a major.
Exactly.
They would have been a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I agree, and I think I think, he knew that Rick was going to keep trying to leave and keep trying to leave. And so by putting him in this position and in this training, he's giving him the opportunity and the tools necessary to eventually leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So these are two other characters that we meet. And I really love, and again, Pearl, I think that Rick had more chemistry with her than Joan. And then Esteban, I really
love
liked him too. I thought they were really strong characters.
The best line in that is when Rick says, "If I knew, I'd have bought you a gift."
Right.
He says, what, a scowl?
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys ever watched Lucifer, but Leslie Ann Bryant, who plays Pearl, was on Lucifer. She played Mazagine, and she is a fantastic little actress. I really like her a lot. So Rick decides that he listens to Esteban when he tells him that he could join the CRM and then find, when they're out in a whatever, he can find another way to escape. So Rick's like,
And I see that confuses me why he wouldn't have thought of that sooner. Because it's something like you go back to the sanctuary days with Daryl. Just join and get the hell out of there. But
Right.
Rick's smart enough. Why would he have not thought about that sooner?
I think he was too blinded by his depression and his desolate
Rick.
state that he was in, that he couldn't see beyond just running. He couldn't make and formulate a plan and see that, oh yeah, okay, I can do that. I think he was just too blinded by his depression.
He's tried to escape 4 times. You can figure out, well, if I get on their side, I don't know.
yeah. So then we get the fist.
Yeah.
He's giving you the finger.
I'm not even going to say it, Barb. That's too much of a lead-in for me in the show.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that
God.
kind of podcast.
Yeah, it's it. Fist of Fury.
Oh my God, Maria.
I just like how she went soup.
Mhm.
All right. So here we have, again, the little convo that Okafor has with Pearl and with Rick. And did anybody kind of get the whole trash heap thing?
Oh yeah.
Right? And then we have the callback to Morgan with the Art of Peace.
Yep.
I'm thinking somebody's trying to tell us something.
Well, because they had said, or was it just a presumption that there was going to be another character that would cross over, and you guys all said it was Morgan because of Morgan's transmission on the radio, and then this just frames it up beautifully and puts a bow on it, and there you go.
Right. And if everybody remembers, if they watched the Lenny James interview after he finished Fear, he said that he was done with that character unless he had a scene with Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doop doop doop.
Exciting.
Doop doop doop.
Love this shit. All right. So then, of course, we meet a very important character. Look, there's more Rick pictures. Oh my gosh.
I was so happy to finally see him on screen.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
such a great get. He really was, and I think it's going to be fun to see the arc of his character going forward.
I think Terry Quinn is a fantastic
Yeah.
actor, and he was perfect choice for Beale.
Come to the camp, Terry Quinn. Come to the camp.
Yes.
Right. So, okay. So the next slide.
The great thinker.
Okay. So Pearl was a poker player.
Mm-hmm.
Who else in the show was a poker player?
Deanna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's Deanna?
Who's Deanna?
Who's Deanna?
Who's Deanna?
Mhm.
So Pearl plays a poker, and
Yes.
Rick is a thinker.
Mhm.
Yes.
Good team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There we have. Now, ladies, you had said something about that bullet meaning something. What does that bullet mean? Whose bullet was that? That he always held?
No, in the earlier seasons, he had the bullet that went through Lori, and he picked it up off the floor, and he would always fiddle with it. But it's a little bullet, like
It's a little one. Okay.
yeah,
sorry.
it's not like that.
Okay. All right. So then we have Rick talking to Esteban about the water.
I love this. I love Esteban. I would not tell you that
Yeah.
this leads here, and I would not tell you that the code.
Yeah. I mean, he went right into it, like no hesitation whatsoever. I mean, this guy would not last under torture. You know what I'm saying?
And to Carol's theory, if you notice, the paper is all black and white except for the red
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
CRM. And if you ever see the CRM symbol, it's always black and white.
Yeah.
Mm.
And here we are back with the red theory again.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pearl tells him at the end of it, after they rescue that little girl, that he knows about Rick.
Mhm.
So meaning Okafor knows about Rick's history, about whom his people are, all of that.
But I feel like this is where we see the old Rick, the
Yes.
beginning of the old Rick,
Mhm.
because he was going to leave her behind.
Right.
So he saved her. And I feel like him being in the military is boosting him out of that depression.
Right.
He's finding a purpose.
Yeah.
Sandy said she dreamed about John Bernthal last night.
Oh my gosh. Of course she did, Sandy. Eliza's been dreaming about him since we got back from Atlanta. So, yeah. Okay, so here we have the conversation between Okafor and Rick, and I have a question about this because I didn't understand something. Because Okafor tells Rick that he has read his notes, he saw the phones, all of that kind of stuff. If he knew about that stuff, why didn't he take it? Why did he leave it on the boat? Because Rick throws the phone and his boots,
On the
I
boat.
think he just found the bottle with the note.
but he knew about the phones too.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he had those with him though.
He's got several that he kept in his bag. There was like what 3 or 4 or 4 that he pulled out of the bag and laid on the bed.
Well, he didn't.
That was in a cushion.
It was in the couch cushion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just didn't understand if maybe Okafor was like sneaking into Rick's apartment and like digging through his stuff and knew about the stash or what.
think so.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Does he have cameras in his room?
Who knows?
Well, and I think too, knowing that Rick has tried to escape 4 times, he may have done it on reconnaissance of saying, what is driving this guy so hard to try to leave? And I've got to find out what it is.
Yeah. So they're saying Maria said he wanted Rick to have hope. J-Bone said Michonne found the boots and the phone on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Faith said he wanted Rick to have enough hope to live and to give him enough strength to be a leader. So, I don't know.
And wasn't it fascinating to find out that Okafor was tied in to The Walking Dead because he bombed LA that was to connect
Fear.
with Fear,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and he bombed Atlanta,
Atlanta.
which is connected to The Walking Dead. So I
Mhm.
really like that, how they connected that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. So here and again, the whole chemistry. Hey now, hey.
Marianne had a real good theory going back
Yeah.
to the moment. She said, my
Jadis-
theory is Jadis filled him in on Rick.
And that's possible, true.
Yeah.
That's very possible. So yeah, so here, this man.
Look at
Can we
this.
just can we just have a moment of appreciation for that
Can
top
we
right?
lift the screen?
No, because I need a new screen protector now from all the damage I've done.
I'm not touching that with my one finger.
Mercy. So then we've got the TV and Pearl comes in and says something about you've got to watch this, you got to see what's going on. And that's when they filmed or they bombed. Who'd they bomb?
Omaha.
Omaha? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So Rick is writing his last letter to Michonne that she'll never read. And then he goes outside and he burns the phones and the letters.
Yeah.
So
I
And
can
then-
see them sneaking into his apartment reading that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Especially if in conjunction with information provided by Jadis, like Marianne said.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes, Michelle, he did look good in this episode. You are absolutely right. Yes, Kiki, my gosh, yes, he looked good. Oof, Lordy have mercy. So then we have another dream sequence, and Denai looks gorgeous and stunning in white. I won't deny her that. Denai, get it? Thank you. I'll be here all week. Yeah. But
I'm
again,
thinking, damn, it's a second date, and he's already bringing 5 pizzas and a wedding ring on the
I
second date.
I know.
Well, it is the apocalypse.
Well, and it's his dream, so he can dream of anything.
Just reminded me of Carl going, I want Friday night pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of this dream, she like starts burning and he wakes up. So it was really bizarre, but God, he's a beautiful man.
Do you think it's because he's pushing all that out, like the
Yeah.
fire he dropped?
I think that's exactly right, Dawn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Erin said she thinks these dreams are a pep talk to himself.
Probably. And the dreams are just strange, Maria. You're right. So here we have Okafor in his last moments. Oh, and Dawn, you had a comment about this, and I thought the same thing. Something about Rick's little story about his dad and the farm.
Yes. I don't know if anybody else caught this, but I was listening and I'm like, okay, he was 7 years old. He gets up in the middle of the night. His dad was like, had been burned, and he had lit fire to the crops to destroy them.
Yeah.
And then he found out later on that it was on purpose from his mother. And I was thinking, why did Herschel have to teach him how to be a farmer if he was brought up a farmer? I didn't connect with that. Because I'm like, you got to know how to plant a tomato or a potato.
Well,
Yeah.
unless he was a mama's boy and mama didn't want him out there
I
doing
don't
all
think-
that hard labor.
Back then, you were free labor.
Yes.
So you were the kids were free labor. They were out there.
Like,
Yeah.
we have to, I want you to send that to Scott Gimple. Go get your story straight.
That's right. I mean, did anybody else think that? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
I
was
mean-
weird.
One of you said that it could possibly him just saying it and making up a story.
That's what I was thinking. I thought it was
Mhm.
all something made up so that he was basically telling Okafor, I give in. I'm all CRM now. Sometimes you have to destroy in order to save. And so
Yeah.
I think it was just a completely made up story.
I don't, because we kept seeing the house burning in his dream.
Yeah, because they showed a quick snippet of the house. You're right.
Yeah.
Like a couple times, and then the fire with the crop,
Yeah.
like the field.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
And okay, so Kiki said, I think it was Kiki, that she knew it was Michonne as soon as the chopper got hit. The top left corner is when I knew that it was Michonne. And I won't tell you why.
So who's
Why not?
with her that has an RPG?
I can't tell you that.
Okay. That's in the next episode.
Just no. So yeah. So I thought it was really cool though that Rick knows now how to fly a helicopter. And Dawn, what were you saying a couple days ago about Rick flying a helicopter? Something about that's kind of foreshadowing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's foreshadowing the escape.
Yeah,
How
I
he
think
gets
so, too.
home.
I think so too. Yeah, no
Don't worry.
spoilers. We're not.
Don't
gonna
worry,
get-
Pam. We're trying.
Don't worry.
I'm the worst. That's why I'm keeping
Ah.
quiet. I'll get the two mixed up.
And then here we have the very last scene.
That was so good.
Ah,
That
Yeah.
was chemistry.
no.
That was oh my God, I found you. And her thinking, clink your hand made a clinking sound. What am I going to do tonight when I want you to touch my body?
No.
She almost sliced his throat.
Thank you. I mean, I knew that it was him from the gate.
The way
How
he,
could she not?
Because
way he
the
walked.
last person she was expecting to be a CRM soldier. And then when
Yeah.
they're fighting, she hears a clink. So she wasn't prepared for that.
Well, I'm glad she pulled the helmet up before she.
Yeah, thank God. Right?
Let me see the face of my enemy.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I was telling Dawn. I mean, it's not really this close, but it was like when Carl was going to shoot him when he thought he was a walker. He was like, "Oh, I can't do it." I mean, you almost killed your dad. You
Yeah.
know, it just reminds me of that moment, like you did it, and you almost
Well,
killed your own father, and
when
she
Andrea
had the
shot-
knife there.
And when Andrea shot Daryl.
Uh-huh.
What?
When Andrea shot Daryl.
Yeah, that
When he
too.
was coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It was good though. They're gonna be, all I could hear was Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. And so
Ah!
let's get it on. He's gonna have to change that little contraption out though. That could
Right?
hurt a
Yeah.
girl.
Hiya, Santi.
Yes,
Hi,
I
Santi.
Hi,
feel you.
Santi.
But it was, overall it was good. I think it laid a good foundation for what Rick has gone through
Mhm.
the past 6 years. I think we need a little bit more information on his first arrival there, and maybe we'll get that from him talking with Michonne
I think it's coming.
or with
yeah.
Jadis. I'm hoping that from what I've seen on the previews for the next episode, it seems like it's going to focus on Michonne's storyline of getting there to that point.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping that the next 4 will bring us, towards getting out of there and heading back to Alexandria. That it may not have been what you were hoping for, but I really liked it, and I think they did a good job with it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm just saying that there were a lot of questions, a lot
Yeah.
of unanswered questions.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that he's back.
Mhm.
It was quite an emotional mix of desperation and determination.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
And I was-
don't get me wrong, I've said before, I think Michonne is a fantastic character. She's badass, and she has been from the very beginning. I just don't care for her character arc from when her and Rick got together, because I think it softened her a little bit, and I didn't want her to be soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely did. She definitely changed.
Yeah.
After we lost him on the bridge. But I can see them together as a power couple, and don't like Dawn down there. Me and Barb's gonna get "We love Rick and Michonne" shirts.
You
And
can
we're
get
gonna
all you
get y'all
want.
shirts that says "We hate Rick and Michonne" shirts.
I already got mine.
Yeah.
We're gonna have me and Carol's gonna have Rick, Dawn, and Carol shirt.
That's right. Rick and Dawn and Carol. That's right. That's
Dawn
the way
and
it
Carol.
should be. Rick and Dawn and Carol. That's right. I'd probably die within the first week of the apocalypse. It wouldn't matter
Yes.
anyway.
So kind of jumping forward to the last episode, I know that the titles for the first ones are out, Years Gone By, a playoff of Days Gone By.
Yeah.
Do you think we're really going to get a reunion? I mean,
I do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think so. I'll be surprised if we get it in these 6 episodes.
No, I don't think we'll get it in these 6 episodes. I think
Right.
these 6 episodes will end.
Mm-hmm.
The Daryl Dixon show will end, and the Dead City will end. And then I think we will get a 12th season of the main show.
so can you kind of like envision them in a helicopter together saying, "Let's go home,"
Yeah, I can
fly off into the sunset, or he
see
flies
Rick and
off?
Morgan in a helicopter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to have killed Michonne, right?
Right.
Okay.
No, Jadis killed her. He had to put her down because she was a walker.
I'm
Yeah.
still thinking the reunion's going to happen within the 6. That's just my opinion.
You think that what reunion's going to happen in the 6?
Rick and the family.
Oh, you think it's going to happen in this
Yeah.
in the series?
Yeah.
Well, the
Okay.
only reason I kind of agree with the girls, though, Barb, is because there was zero filming that happened in Georgia, and I don't know. There were so many leaks that got out. I think if we had seen Kaylee up in Jersey, or Ross up in or Aaron up in Jersey, I think that would have gotten leaked out.
Mm.
So I can see him ending this series with him riding off in the helicopter saying, "Let's go home." And I would be happy if they just did like a 2 hour TV movie or something to just
No, I want a whole 12th season.
for a whole season. Okay.
I think there's going to be. I think there's going to be another season because they're going to have to be because they're going to escape and leave, and then the CRM is going to come after them.
I think that if we do the 12th season of the main show, I think the CRM is going to be the big baddie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what Eliza just said about the filming is all focused towards us diehards that know all about that.
Yeah.
If it was somebody who didn't know about all that backstories of the filming, they'd be like, "How the hell could you end it like this?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
and
you haven't been to Sonoy, and you haven't, and you're not privy to the fact that the Commonwealth is still up
right.
at the studio and stuff like that.
Well, it's just like I said in Fear, like with Madison and Alicia riding away. I would hope they bring something where what their next journey is, because it ends them driving away.
Right. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Headed to California, right? If I remember correctly.
There's quite a few people who are saying that they think that there will be a second season of The Ones Who Live.
I agree. I think there'll be a second season. I think it's going to be the CRM coming after them.
And Jason said that the Fear MRAP is still at the studio too.
Yes.
So,
And that's what isn't that what Sherry and Dwight drove off in?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'd rather see it in season 2 than any waiting for all the other spinoffs to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see it in either this 6 seasons or season 2, opposed to waiting for all the other spinoffs to stop. The reunion, anyway.
Faith, was that comment from Gimple? Was that on the Q&A that they did in NYC the other night?
I think so.
And did
Bridget,
Gail
you were
and
there,
her-
weren't you? Bridget, were you there at the premiere in New York?
What'd you say, Dawn?
I was waiting for her to get done.
Oh,
It's okay. Go ahead, Dawn. Yeah.
And didn't Gail and her tweet out about
casting.
being on
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
extras for the Ones Who Live?
Yeah, she did. So we'll see.
So Nicole says at the premiere in New York City, a fan asked Denai if season 2 would happen, and she did not deny nor confirm it, just smiled.
Interesting.
Well, we know what that means.
Okay. All right, Barb, you ready?
All right.
Yes.
We
but
have
Eliza has to explain what's going on with my 2 questions with Barb, not 3.
We have 2
All right.
questions with Barb. And the rule is you must be attending the camp in May to win. So if you win, we will check with the camp to see if you have a valid ticket. If you do not have a ticket, and what we're going to do tonight is we're going to look for the winner, but then we're going to look for who the second runner-up would have been. And then we will contact the second runner-up. If the second runner-up does not have a valid ticket, then we will hold that prize and we will do it again next week. So if you are not going to the camp, please do not answer the question.
No, please.
You ready? Here we go.
What you want to name the prizes?
Yeah.
So the first prize that we're giving away is a ticket to Dirty Bingo with Michael Trainer on Friday night. And the second prize we're giving away is Tea Time with Laurie Holden on Sunday afternoon. There you
And
go.
these are both events at the camp. And the first question is focused around Michael Trainer. So after Glenn, Tara, Noah, Aiden, and Nicholas came back from their run and they started fighting back in Alexandria, who took Nicholas down to the ground? Who took Nicholas down to the ground?
Aaron Karen.
Aaron, Cameron, and who was it? There was another second person. Aaron.
I haven't seen anybody yet.
I'm seeing a Jason.
Jason Hill. Jason Hill. Is that who you're saying?
Jason Hill. That's who I'm seeing.
Okay.
And that was for the Michael Trainer Dirty Bingo.
I think they're trying to find the second one too.
Oh, I'm seeing Jason also.
Yeah, Aaron is the first one. Jason was the second one.
Okay.
Guys, what I'm putting in the chat box now is my email address. So winners, please email me. Aaron, email me if you can.
Congratulations, Aaron.
Good job.
Good job, Aaron. All right. Next one is for Tea Time with Lori Holden. In this question, I want to know exactly what were Andrea's last words before she died. And it has to be exact.
And it's not oh shit.
Andrea's last words before she died.
There you go, Kiki.
Wow. It's
That
quick.
was quick.
Good job. Congratulations, Kiki.
Congratulations. That was awesome. Super quick.
Well, we know Kiki will be at camp.
Yeah. No, she will, for sure.
Yeah, she's got her.
Congratulations, Kiki.
Kiki, email me as well, darling.
Yeah, those events are going to be awesome. They're going to be so much fun.
Mhm.
And
Well, congratulations to the winners.
don't forget at the camp Friday night at the luau or whatever it is, we will be giving away some prizes as well.
We're doing dead ducks.
Dead ducks.
Dead ducks in the pool. Dead ducks in the pool.
Yes.
Purple dead ducks.
Purple dead ducks.
Kiki, I need you to email me so I have your email. Same with Aaron, so that I can send the tickets to you.
Excellent job, guys.
Very good. Very cool.
Had a hard time picking out some good ones.
Yeah, you should have seen her testing them on us.
Mhm.
They were like, huh?
What?
I don't know where the hell Barb gets her questions, but I've seen her brain, and she comes up with some of this stuff, and it's like it's scary. It's scary.
And I'm
It's like,
excited that
I don't know.
Huh?
I love Carol.
Daryl and Carol's coming out in the summer. Daryl
Yeah.
Dixon too.
Yeah.
The
And,
book of Carol.
I think I read March 18th? Dead City 2 starts filming around the Boston area. So
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Michelle.
thank you.
Those were good questions.
Yeah, those were the easier ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had
guys,
some
those were
rough
the
ones.
easy ones, or we would have been here all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
I want to ask that other one just for fun. The one that had Carol's face like,
Go ahead, do it. Let's just see who gets it. Let's just see who gets
okay.
it.
I'll throw out a prize for somebody who gets it. I love this one. So when we're back with Nicholas and Glenn, and they were trying to burn down that building, and Nicholas comes across that walker who was part of their group when they were scavenging, and that kid was one of the kids that they left behind. So I said, what was his name? Carol's like, huh? And I said, what was his name and how old was he?
And we were like, what?
Anybody in the comments gets it, I'll give you something. But yeah, Nicholas came across that walker. I know
Yeah,
Sandy's like,
Sandy,
oh my God.
right.
I know,
Sandy,
right, Sandy?
Aaron said Sergio. I like it though. Sergio.
That
Sergio.
was great. Like, they're never going to know that.
Oh, Sandy says Boudreaux.
Boudreaux.
Oh, he wasn't 17. He was 19.
I said Dave, J-Bone. I said Dave. That was my answer. I was like, what?
You were in
Jasmine
Nebraska.
said, Jasmine said Jeremy.
Elise, I'm surprised you didn't say Frank.
Frank.
She always says Frank. No, the kid was 19.
What was his name, Barb?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was Will,
Will.
and he was 19.
Sounds like that should be a start of a song.
I thought of that in my head, so I wanted to go back to make sure, because I think of the scenes and where I can come up with the questions. And I went to YouTube and particularly picked out that scene so I could absolutely make sure. So that's, I mean, I think of them and then I go and make sure. And
That's
find
what happens
out.
when you have a fever.
Right?
Think of
I know,
those
I've been
hard
home for 4 days with a cold. No, I didn't have a fever. I had everything else but a fever.
You had those
Yeah,
hard
Aaron, it's so
questions.
simple now, right? It's so simple now, but
Will, and he was 19. I love that look on Carol's face.
I just don't know where you pull this shit out of. I just don't get it.
Ashley still gets it.
She's
Aiden,
so
19.
good. Yeah,
No, his name was Will, and he was 19.
yeah.
Nobody won.
No.
We'll have some fun ones next week. I'll make them hard.
That's so
See,
funny.
that's the problem.
But you'd be surprised. I say that in my everyday games, and like in 2 seconds, somebody gets it. So,
Yeah,
They can Google it
yeah,
yeah.
real quick.
yeah. They're still trying to guess. Timmy, Joshua, Saint something.
So we do have some drawings coming up at the end of the month. Barb has her games, and then I have my scavenger hunt, which is the Rick and Michonne autographed picture, 8x10. And then we also have the Patreon drawing coming up. I think we're going to do that on Friday, right, Barb? Friday evening.
Yes, because Thursday's the end of the month. So,
Right. And then I'll start my game over on Monday. And I'll just show you all a sneak peek for March's prize. It's Polly McIntosh autograph, and it is
Yes.
JSA.
No,
Yes. So
moist.
that'll be a good one.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And what else do we have?
this week upcoming.
Yeah, Eliza, you want to talk about what's going on this week?
Oh,
Yeah.
so Wednesday night we're going to have Iron E Singleton, T-Dog, one of the OGs of the show, will be joining us for about a half an hour. And then Thursday night we're going to have Jamie McGuire, who plays the monster Smiley on From. So be sure that you join us in Wednesday and Thursday.
And we are taking questions. We had put a post out in our group for Irony. We're going to pick hopefully like one or two, because we have limited time with him, that will ask the audience's questions. So we're going to pick like one or two of those. So maybe the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And
so
I've got written down the two that we've gotten so far.
And please don't
Okay.
think we're ignoring your questions in the chat. It's because we have such limited time with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why we're
Mhm.
making that post if you do have a question.
Kiki,
Bridget,
standing-
Bridget, when I see you in May, I'm going to whoop your ass. You better go watch From.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so good.
And what time is Irony going to be on? They're asking.
Irony will be 8 p.m. Central. Hang on. Let me double check. Because our time is limited with him because he's actually doing some kind of a interview tour. See.
Pretty sure it was 8 Central, 7.
8 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
So our
So
normal.
same as our
time.
podcast. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, we met Irony at Atlanta, and Michelle and Nicole, you guys are absolutely correct. He is the sweetest man. I have a little bit of a crush. I'm a little obsessed with him. He was just fantastic. So it'll be a lot of fun.
I have not seen, as any one of you guys have seen the show Beef?
Yep.
With Steven, you've seen
Yes,
it.
it is.
right?
Oh, that's right. That was
Yeah.
with Stephen Young. Yeah, I saw it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Titles don't stick in my head. I don't know why.
Really, that's the
Trivia.
one thing.
Trivia does. Only on The Walking Dead.
Oh, we need to
That's
phrase
like
it in
titles
a
of-
question
yeah.
for you.
Titles of movies, forget it.
Barb's like, what color was his what color was his left sock? And then you have to give me the season and the episode.
And the size of the sock.
And the size of the sock.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got Apple right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're excited to have him come on with us for a little while. Hopefully, he'll be able to come back and join us for a much longer time.
Mhm.
And then Jamie McGuire. We will have Scott McCord, who plays Victor on From. He's going to be with us in March.
Super excited over that one.
Yeah, for sure. And artist Kurt Manley is going to be with us.
Mhm.
Ooh. Okay, so we like to thank our Patreons and financial supporters of our show. And do we have a link we can throw down in the comments if anybody wants to become a Patreon, Eliza?
Yep, I'll grab it for you.
Okay, thank you. Because you get a really cool Patreon shirt, and our very own Marianne Craig made this awesome shirt for us, and it's amazing.
Yes.
So we want to thank Destiny Larmore, Terry and Kate Collier, Sandy Morrison, Tracy Killen Stokes, Ben and Melissa Gilbert, Pamela Blythe, Marianne Craig, Brandon Cade, Jason Cohn, Wesley and Sarah Hell, Randy Nickel, Jasmine Mullins, Edward and Diana Ponce Krupa, and our very own Destin Baker.
Love it. And where can they find us?
Everywhere.
Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and we do have 2 Facebook pages. We have our podcast page, and we also have a group page. And the group page is where we make announcements also, and the podcast page, but we play our games there. So if you'd like to join to play the games and win the prizes, that's where you go.
Yeah, Barb and Dawn have some fantastic prizes that they give away weekly, monthly, daily. So you definitely want to join up on the private page.
Right.
So,
And
but
why do we want to be a Patreon?
Guys, we want that really cool shirt that Marianne made.
yeah, and because we buy tickets like the ones we gave out tonight, and for the things
Yeah,
we're doing at the camp, and
We give everything back to you all. Yeah.
we help those that are struggling out, and so
Mhm.
we give it back.
Yeah, you guys have to understand the money that is sent to us through the Patreon, it all goes back to the TWD community. So
Debbie wants you to tell her how to sign up. What does she have to do?
Debbie, if you'll go to this link that I'm posting again, you can sign up and you can join 2 communities. We have Alexandria community, which is $20 a month, and we have the Commonwealth community, which is $10 a month. But all you gotta do is just click on that link and it'll take you to it.
and we've helped several of our family members with that money, and the events that we're giving away, that we gave away tonight, and the events and the stuff that we're giving away at the camp, that is all coming out of that Patreon money. So because we're not spending it on expensive equipment, trust me.
That's right.
Yeah.
So. Okay, well, this was a great episode. I'm really excited that we're back talking about it.
It was Rick.
I know.
Ricky
Yeah.
Dudolph
Boom,
Ross.
shakalaka,
Shakalaka.
boom shaka.
That's right. The man, the myth, the legend. He is back at least for 6 episodes, and so we'll get to talk about him and join us on the other stuff that we're doing this week and the extra ones. I know it's it's pop-up stuff, but it's worth your time. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you guys will love Irony. He's just super sweet. So
Yeah.
And we can't wait to see you guys at the camp. We only have less than 90 days or something like that now.
Thank God.
We're in double digits.
Woohoo.
Thank God and Greyhound.
We love you guys.
Yes,
Thank
we
you
love
guys.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Bye.